So it looks like Donald Trump's net worth just doubled. What's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions here with a super quick stock market update. I hope that you learned something new. And if you do, please consider dropping a thumbs up and subscribing if you feel like we earned it. So DWAC was pretty much a cover company or merger company for this application that Donald Trump was partnered in, right? And it's called Truth Social. And today it looks like Truth Social, because of this deal closing, just doubled Donald Trump's net worth, which put him at around $6.5 billion. So again, the Truth Social owner, Trump Media and Technology Group, has finalized the deal that it's going to go public, creating a massive windfall for former President Donald Trump that doubles his net worth. We're going to talk about this in just a little bit, right? So after Trump's media announced to make it a stock debut on Tuesday, Trump for the first time joined the list of the world's 500 wealthiest men on Bloomberg Billionaire Index. Now, you can look a little bit more into it of what this whole application is supposed to be. It says news on the merger completion propelled shares on Digital World, DWAC, up 21%. And I mean, I think it's great, right? I think it's great if it maintains its price up here. I'm just going to show you based off previous patterns, right? We used to trade at lows of $16. This is pretty much like what this company was waiting for, this type of merger. It trades flat. They announced this potential partnership. You could see that the volume all of a sudden began to increase. It went from lows of $17 to highs of $62. It then corrects itself, right? Some people are like, no, this thing's the next, Twitter. This thing's the next Facebook. Sure. Okay. Right. Just like if running a social media application to be successful isn't difficult enough, but nonetheless, again, obviously Donald Trump supporting it. Sure. It's going to create some demand. No question about it. But is it going to make it a super successful company? That's the big if, right? Today alone, it's up 35%. After market hours, it's up 7.47%. As long as this news is relevant, my question is never, can this thing go higher, right? Especially after the AMC movement and the GME. It's a proven example that idiots can drive a stock price up. No question about it. But will it hold? There's a very, very fine line between a good quality company that's valuable versus a pump and dump. And that's what I'm here to remind you. You can be super emotional. You can be super proud. You can be super hopeful. But guess what? We're all here for the same reason, and that's to make money. So looking at previous patterns where it tends to get rejected and then pulls on back, where it tends to get rejected and then pulls on back, it is now reaching highs of around $53, $54 after market hours. Maybe tomorrow it could run up to 58. Maybe it could run up to 62 or 65. That's great. But one thing that it always ends up doing based off of its pattern, based off of its history, is correct itself, especially any stock that moves 35 or 40% just in a given period. It should not be a surprise that it corrects itself. You might be like, Ricky, this is not hyped up. This is something that we've been expecting. Look at the volume within itself. From lows of, $32, that was one of the lowest price points it's been in the past few weeks, to now one of the highest price points it's been in the past few weeks, $55 per share. I'm just making you aware of oversold and overbought levels. What you decide to do with it, if you want to continue to hold this because you think it's the next Facebook or next Twitter or next Snapchat, I wish you nothing but the best, right? But it's not rocket science to understand when hype and manipulation is present. And that's the biggest thing, right? When to be able to identify those, to then be like, okay, maybe it's not the worst idea to take profits here in preparation for a pullback. Or maybe it's not the worst idea to reduce position size at overbought levels just to be able to make sure that if this thing does end up taking a dump, that I don't give back all the money that I made. Just my 2 cents. You guys let me know in the comment section what you think, right? But I also wanted to update you guys, not just on my good days, but also on my bad ones. Ended up the day at $10,611.32 in the red. This is following my $19,500 gain on Friday. Again, you win some, you lose some. One of the beautiful things about trading, especially when you trade with a lot of money, is that you can have very successful days, but also it comes with the territory that markets might not just be in your favor that way. And that's exactly what today is. I'm not going to blame the market by any means. I decided to take a trade early on. And from when I made my video and I was down about $9,000, I actually ended up making all of my money back and then some. I was up about $1,400. I didn't take profits. I was greedy, right? I wanted more. I thought that I had more room. I thought Coinbase had more room to drop. It didn't. It recovered. I refused to manage and mitigate risk, and I paid the price. Today, I was emotional. I was irrational. I was not calculated. And again, I paid the price. Learn from my mistakes. And again, on your next trade, have your trade plan, stick to it, and please wait for confirmation. At least you can use myself as an example for that. But the other thing that I wanted to share with you guys is, other than DWAC, I've been so frustrated with the previous website that I used to use when it came down to different economic reports. It wasn't updating in time, and in this way, we wanted it for it to be just easier to access and more real time than what was already out there. So if you guys wanted to, you guys don't have to, at techbutsolutions.com, it's free, just like the FinViz calendar, right? It's an economic calendar that tells you the series of different economic reports that are being released on a weekly basis. We have it filtered out where it's just US only economic calendars. So especially if you're just getting into trading and you want to be aware of, hey, when does the PCE report get released? When do, like today, we had the new home sales report being released today at 10 a.m. Eastern time. It would have been important to know that before it actually gets released. So it tells you forecast, it tells you the previous, and then it tells you what is actually reported. On top of that, if you're like, well, what the heck is the new home sales? This is actually interactive where you can click on it and it actually breaks down for you. What is the new home sales? What was the forecast? What was the actual, and the importance of the overall impact that this has on the overall market. So again, this is all available on techbutsolutions.com. I just got really frustrated with how delayed FinViz was and how delayed a lot of other economic calendars were. So again, we just made it available and it updates automatically on techbutsolutions.com on desktop. So please make sure that if you have your trading set up, you just have to open up another tab, head on over to techbutsolutions.com, and it's right on our home screen. We also do have some other trading tools if you wanted to check it out. Again, kind of like a quick little technical analysis if you have your own trading platform, but then you don't want to mess with that and you want to look up a specific stock, you're able to do that on techbutsolutions.com now. So again, that's going to be techbutsolutions.com. I don't have it linked down below. I guess I should moving forward, but I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of the different economic or the new economic report that I'm going to be using moving forward. And it's going to look like this, which I think, again, is very simple and easy to read. I do appreciate you guys' time. Again, you guys let me know when it comes down to DWAC. Do you think that I'm just being biased and that DWAC is actually going to be a super valuable company? Or do you think that we're just slapping the Trump name on it? All the bandwagon people are jumping on, obviously creating a lot of demand. I'm not taking that away. But again, just really manipulating the price, making it overvalued, and then we're going to see a quick little correction. So we'll have to wait and see. I wish you guys nothing but the best. I'm excited to take on the market tomorrow, especially after my red day today, and I'm excited to make a comeback. I wanted to invite you, if you want to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, you don't have to, but I do it live every single morning. It's going to be the second link in the description down below. You get to see my good trades, you get to see my bad trades, but most importantly, you get to hear my thought process behind every trade I take. And again, second link in the description down below. It's 50% off, and it's a one-time payment, lifetime access. So make sure that you go ahead and check that out. If you have any questions, comment down below. And if not, like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.